Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, boys and girls and whatever you decide. I'm not about to assume your gender.
Niggas.
Anyways,
Attack
yeah,
helicopters, wurries. What's
whatever,
another one?
whatever you decide to be.
Someone said
This
it was an
is
Imagine Dragon.
this is SMS Mafia with our first anime movie review. Would we say that? Would you like to say that?
Ooh yeah, ooh.
There you go.
I am
Keep
SMS
going.
JRatchet. Let's do it like a round table here. We have SMS Butter.
Yo.
Alright, we got SMS Shaunbbx.
What's happening?
And we have SMS AceOfSpades.
Boy, just call me delayed.
Yeah, aka delayed, aka pussy boy. But anyways, 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 some of us went to go. Well, all of us went to go see the movie. Some on bootleg. Some wanted to wait till they got to the theaters and actually see it in its true form. But hey, I'm not the one to judge here. Let's
I mean, are we sharing the links to the
allegedly
bootleg or like what are you doing?
allegedly watch the bootlegs. But I wanted to get your guys' thoughts and opinions on the movie because there was a bunch of things that I liked. I like the animation quality. First of all, that's pretty good. I'm not sure who is the who's behind doing the actual animation this time because it looks completely different from Super. Who do y'all happen to know who it was?
I can't.
I
pronounce
can
it,
look at it because
correctly.
I got
no,
a
no, no,
video
no, no, no.
in my-
I have it. I have it.
Yeah, look that up for us real
I
quick.
can probably
What-
look it. Yeah, I can look it up. I'll look it up.
Get in the proper credit. I like all of the animations in it. I wish it was all pure, like, straight up, like, actual art animation. I'm not really a fan of, like, what is it, the CGI shit? I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah.
I'd rather
Yeah,
just
it's not
draw it
To
out.
me, the CGI in the movie, it was acceptable to me.
It was acceptable,
Not
but
like
it was
what they
still
did with Battle of the Gods.
hmm
Yeah. But see, but I compare it to Battle of the Gods because I hate the CGI in the movie. It was, like, unnecessary and looked weird to be transitioning to that.
Yeah.
Because they were trying to transition out of it, too. I don't know how they did it, but they made it work in that movie. It was acceptable to me, at least.
It seemed like most of the fighting wasn't in CGI, but, like, for the main explosions and, like the actual area of it exploding and stuff, some of that was CGI, and like the actual, the key blasts and all that.
Yeah, like,
some
it
of
was
looked
there
like
for a purpose.
yeah, I could put up with it, but it's like I still rather it not be there. I know it might be easier on them for when they actually make the movie, so they don't have to sit there and actually draw everything. But at the same time, like I was just never a fan of CGI. I don't like the way it looks when you blend that with just regular animation. It just doesn't feel real to me.
I'm okay. Yeah, I find CGI to be okay as long as there's a certain point where it just gets really bad. Like Overlord, another really good anime, just had terrible CGI effects. Like some companies aren't very good at it, and some companies are. Like the animation for Berserk is very good CGI, but sometimes it just doesn't blend well. Like it's like Hollywood with anime, it just sometimes doesn't blend well.
You got any thoughts
all
on
the
it,
time.
Sean? What about you, Sean? You got any thoughts on CGI in the movie?
Yeah, this movie wise, it was like phenomenal and beautiful and all that shit. Just come on, a lot of shit I see and all that. With my major, I try my best to like look at different aspects of art whenever I look at something and all that. The different animation shit and just this style was something like you don't rarely see this animation style because it wasn't just. Because at first you would see it as something kind of kid-friendly with how smooth some of the lines are and how young they made some characters kind of look compared to others, apart from the style we actually see with regular Dragon Ball and all that. Especially through all the years of what we've seen from Dragon Ball to Super now and shit. It's just a really nice like touch-up, especially with some of the colors and how shit was portrayed and all that, especially with the key energy, like every transformation that was used, when Gogeta did his slide and shit, like all that shit just kind of... all the colors kind of matched up together and kind of made everything just pop a lot more than they should have. And it was just real cool to look at and see.
So, like, the movie, like, what I like about it so far is it's reintroducing Broly, right? It's not starting off with the same bullshit backstory that he had. He heard Kakarot. And
Yeah,
just
that garbage ass.
Yeah, that garbage
backstory.
shit. Let's start from the beginning.
Literally
So-
motivate. Oh, go ahead.
Nah, go ahead. Say what you gotta say.
Like literally motivated by a crying infant.
Yeah.
Bro.
Well, I'll set up the beginning from what I had saw. What happened? It started from when they were all kids, And
Yeah,
I think
when they were all same age.
yeah. What is Broly's dad name? I can't remember his name right
Paragus.
now. Paragus.
Paragus.
So Paragus pulled up on Vegeta. I mean King Vegeta when King Vegeta had figured out who the fuck Broly was in the first place. He was mad.
It wasn't really him figuring out, just him being. It's just him being a bitch. Just like my son's the greatest in the universe. His power.
Well, it was spitefulness. It was spitefulness that he had to come to the. It was like the same spitefulness that you saw in Vegeta when Vegeta was Majin and he was mad at Goku for surpassing him in every way. Yeah. Because the same spitefulness that he wanted his son to be the best. His son, there's no equal to his son. That's what he thought. And then finding out Vegeta is not the best. Not only that, he's not even the legendary Super Saiyan, or could be the legendary Super Saiyan. His Paragus' son, his offspring, produced this, and this is not only a threat to Vegeta's honor, but also his pride and his throne.
Mm-hmm.
Any part about the back? Go ahead. Sorry.
About the backstory, it was very, like, when it came to their backstory, when it got to Bardock and Bardock being a little bit wiser and kind of a sharper tool in the shed versus everybody else he's surrounded by, that a lot of shit just wasn't making sense when Frieza had all the Saiyans come back to the planet for just for what he thought was weapons, and they were asking about the legendary Super Saiyan. I was okay with that, but what I wasn't okay with is that they kind of this movie kind of makes it so the Legend of Bardock movie isn't canon anymore, because Bardock clearly went Super Saiyan in that movie, and he went Super Saiyan, but when he came back, he wasn't able to do it. Now, this makes it seem like that shit never happened, because he's coming from off-world with some dude with a poor-ass hairline and a dip cut in his fucking head, who I thought was a little retarded at some point.
I thought none of the Dragon Ball movies were meant to be canon.
No.
It was just a special. It's a special.
It's a special episode.
Oh, it was a special. Yeah. Oh,
no. But can we
talk
about
like
people
30... triggered when they're like that's why people were triggered talking about
like this has to do with original Billy was canon. That was my first disappointment.
No,
that was my first disappointment.
No, what bothered me is me and Delay had snuck this conversation in earlier with each other. If you look, it's like Broly was up, not Broly, but fucking Bardock was up on the fucking planet with his old lady, right? And they were sitting there talking, and they just sent Goku off in the pie. Not gonna lie, that shit touched me. Don't be touching hands through the pie, my nigga. That touched my feelings. I ain't even gonna lie. But
Ratchet, that didn't touch me. Ratchet, okay, wait, hold up, everybody. That didn't touch me as much, Ratchet, because I was like, this is Superman. This is the story of fucking Superman.
Yeah, it is basically.
This literally was the exact same. This is Superman but animated.
But like,
Delay, tell them what we saw, bro.
But here's what I hated about it. It was me and John was talking about, right? They did Bardock so dirty, just taking away that quick. They could have done so much more with that. They could have, fleshed that out a little bit. He goes from comforting his wife, like, oh my God, we just sent our son to this faraway planet. We might not even know if we'll see him again in case we do die. And then they're just on the market, they just chilling. What's her name? Ging, cutting up meat. She looks up, and then Bardock's just up there, like, over here, like, going, Frieza! Against that, his supernova, and his armor's just torn. Like, what happened to Bardock? Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, I did have a problem with that, but at the same time I didn't, because they didn't really specify. I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt, and it looked like it was the very next day that shit happened. Like they sent Goku away that night, and then the very next day, they fucking Frieza hit that fucking planet with the supernova and said, "See y'all niggas later." But I wanted to see, like, I wish they would have showed a little bit of the fight where how Bardock got his fucking armor ripped before he went for that Saiyan spear and got totally fucked.
I would like to see that.
That didn't transition properly, bro.
Go ahead, Sean.
That didn't transition properly.
Yeah, that didn't transition that right. They could have done so much with that. They already had the money and the funding and for that kind of animation for that kind of fight. They could have done it, but they just threw that opportunity away. You know what I mean?
I feel like they were trying to go on the premise of this is canon, and like they're trying to hint at like, oh, we know the Bardock, we know about the little Bardock thing and shit. They're trying to like just piece it together, and be like, hey, Bardock, Bardock did this and that already. You guys know he did this about Super Saiyan, blah blah blah. Like you're just trying to throw it in there without
I got one more
actually
thing
showing
about
all
Bardock,
of it.
though.
Yeah, one more thing.
I got one more
Bardock,
thing about
we'll move to the
Bardock.
next one.
Now this is just my opinion about I don't really. This kind of goes for all of them. I don't really fuck with the new armor that they had for the Saiyans in the movie. I was fucking. I didn't really fuck with Bardock's fit. I ain't fuck with Bardock's fit, bro.
I like
I
his
fuck
whole
with it.
outfit
That shit was
was
bothering me.
I liked it.
I
I
don't
like
fuck with that
actually.
new fit.
was,
I ain't fuck
I
with it.
like.
I ain't
old
fuck
I
with
like
fit
the
was
original
so
one
fire, bro.
better.
No,
I
y'all
love his
didn't-
old fit.
Y'all didn't get the vibes from them actually being like actual soldiers and warriors this time because they were getting off the ship and they draped the little bags over
Wait.
their shoulders and shit. I actually
Yeah, but
like
what
that a
we know
lot.
yeah.
about
They
Saiyans
felt
is
like
that
it,
they're
No, but
savage.
Ratchet-
this is the first time I
Ratchet,
felt like
the
they were
thing- the
actually
thing
soldiers
before-
and warriors for once, bro. I thought that was
It's
cool.
supposed to be
Bro.
savage warriors and shit, though.
Okay, but Ratchet, here's the thing. The armor color was supposed to represent the different class system. If you were a lower class, upper class, Saiyan, stuff
Yeah.
like that. But when you take that coloring away, which is why, that's why, when Raditz came to Earth, his shit was a dark brown like Nappa's, and when Vegeta came to Earth, his shit was like that whitish color. It signals, from the battle armor where you stand in power level.
That's fair. Like when you put it that way,
But I
but
like
still, you didn't like
I
it
mean,
though?
yeah, but that's kind of each their own kind of thing. You know what I mean?
I fucks with how like Ratchet. I like that Bardock has a way of life, and then like he's a very known person, and he lives in like this tiny village, and his wife is a meat butcher. It looked like.
I don't know.
Yeah, she's a meat butcher.
We're
Pretty much.
staying
She's
too
a liar,
long
bro.
on this topic. Let's move on to the next one. Do y'all have? Okay, so I'm trying to figure out. I think now we finally get done with blowing Planet Vegeta up, right? And we're moving on.
Yeah,
And
for the umpteenth time.
for the umpteenth time. I think from there it does a transition, right? It does like a timeline transition or whatever, and it just shows them growing up or whatever, and then it finally
I
switches over.
appreciate that.
I like that. I'm glad that they did that. They should
Yeah,
have
I
did
like
that.
that one.
Actually, I think it could have been better. I think it could have been better. I wish like they showed.
Also,
If you watch Dragon Ball and you watch Dragon Ball Z, you know about
Yeah.
Goku's childhood and all that. And I appreciate them showing it because it brought back some memories growing up as a youngin. Finding out about anime, seeing Dragon Ball for the first time, I fucks with that. But I wish they would have they could have added some shit in there for Vegeta, like his training, how
Yeah.
he
Oh,
always
yeah,
was
they
spiteful
didn't show
of Frieza.
anything.
That,
Like
They
I
was
wish
like,
that
showed
would have
him
been
there.
so good. If
show
they
what
only
showed,
happened to
like,
Nappa's
Vegeta's there
hairline
storming
or the
over.
last bit of his hairline. What
That's
happened to
We're
fucking
getting ready
Raditz?
at that point, though.
Cause they
Speaking
of-
explained the
That's all I
disaster
had.
of,
Nappa
I
hair,
like
bro.
coloration.
overall. Nappa's
Remember,
hair,
like, the
oh my
Saiyan saga?
god,
'Cause
fucking pedophile.
But
Yeah,
They should have
but,
explained
we-
the colorization of the armor from the Frieza saga, not the Frieza saga, the Saiyan
Yeah.
saga. Remember before they got to the
Yeah.
planet, what the fuck happened to that armor? The fucking
Yeah.
what was it, orange,
But-
and fucking green. God help.
from that point forward, after they get there, you there with Bulma talking about the rich lady shit and how they got the nice
Yeah,
place and
that
blah
she a
blah.
rich nigga.
Yeah, we move
Rich
on.
nigga.
Apparently, Vegeta, Frieza's force break in, steal 6 of the Dragon Balls, and then they go to this remote snow area to go find the last one. Blah blah.
Yeah, they
blah.
went to Antarctica.
I
They went to
thought-
Antarctica.
I thought
Yeah,
it was pretty
basically
funny how
Antarctica.
I thought it was pretty funny how they just left a baby with beers. I thought that was funny. Like a whole bunch of people were
I was
cutting
like,
up
you
and shit
trust
when they
this
laughed at
cat
it.
nigga this much?
I was like, what if that nigga just the first thought I was like, what if this nigga get raged at the baby
And
and
just
then
leave
fucking
him.
destroy
Oh,
the
God.
planet?
Just leave the
Like-
baby.
I
I'm
was
sorry.
Like, what if he sneezes?
yeah.
Oh, what? Oh, oh no.
Oh, damn, baby's
That
gone.
nigga did sneeze in the anime and fucking destroy a planet. So what the fuck you think
Right.
you gonna do to your kid?
But we leave from there.
Your
they
kid
go
crying?
there, and then
By the way,
think-
hold on. I kind of realized something. Like, so they were, going a little bit back to they were saying what the Vegeta and Raditz, they were done with their mission. They were like, oh well, we just ignored the news from Frieza. We just wanted to finish our mission. Then we'll head there. You can really tell me that nobody in that squad puts 2 and 2 together? Like, Frieza just visits our planet and then our planet just magically blow up with nobody really giving any warning.
No, but
Nobody
Frieza
really put
didn't
2 and
tell
2
them
together?
that it blew up. No, but Frieza didn't
Yeah,
tell
but,
them.
like-
The original story was
Oh,
it got hit by a meteor.
They were
kind of
skeptical.
told on the scouter, like they said, it's a
Yeah.
Everybody was kind of skeptical of it, but here's the thing: only Bardock had enough prowess to know that this shit ain't adding up. So
Right.
everybody else is just like, yeah, it probably ain't shit,
But,
Frieza
wouldn't
I
lie
guess,
to
like,
us.
But yeah,
I
the
guess,
thing
like,
is,
because
but-
it's
the thing
go
is
ahead.
that the story that he
Frieza was lying to
spun
us.
with the remaining Saiyans like Nappa, those 2 others that don't fucking matter, Raditz and Vegeta, was that a meteor hit the shit. Now, a meteor hitting it would make a lot of sense, and they didn't know Frieza was there. Like, they knew Frieza caught them, but they didn't know that Frieza was there yet.
Oh,
So I think that's the only
okay,
way
'cause
that
I was
works.
like, if they knew that Frieza is there, and they're calling all the
Yeah.
Saiyans, and then a magic planet just suddenly just blown up. Like they didn't put two together. Also, it's just like you know what I'm saying. It doesn't make sense to me that nobody was suspicious. Like, why is they calling every single Saiyan just for some weapons?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but just know, like, you gotta. But Ratchet, here's the thing: you gotta give it with a grain of
This is
salt,
like
because
after the
like it's
fact
the
of the
same
scouter,
thing.
though.
It's probably like the same thing you've been thinking for like when you watch like Spider-Man or Batman shows, and you're like, how the fuck y'all not put this shit together yet?
I mean,
It's like the same
for
thing.
plot, man,
So
for
like,
plot.
just let it. Yeah, it's for plot. So just let it. So some things you just gotta let it slide. Like one, that's
Dumbass
why.
syndrome.
You gotta let it slide.
I know. It's like being
Dumbass
nitpicky and
syndrome.
all that, but it's just kind of bothers me when I think back on it. You know.
All right.
Now
You
we're
gotta think about
moving
some
on.
Next
people
topic.
suffer from
From
that.
that-
Some people suffer from
Yeah,
dumbass syndrome in real life.
From that point, they
Yeah,
had transitioned over to them finding to this alien chick, this green alien chick. She kind of bad. She got some nice angles. Of
She
it.
kinda bad.
I fuck with her.
She kind of
Yeah,
bad.
I fuck with it.
I fuck with
You
her.
saw,
I
you
like
saw what
her.
she did with her
Yup.
fit? Jose, you saw what she did with her fit? She's like, hey, man, it's pretty flexible. Just fucking pop them shits over free.
Yeah, I saw titties. I was like,
I was like, whoa.
Yeah,
I was like, all right, bet.
I'm hitting up Rule 34 tonight. That's all I'm saying.
oh hell no.
you know they gonna have a field day with her, bro. They
They
gonna have a
gonna-
field day.
Bruh, I think she's gonna be Broly's fucking wife. I think that's.
She
I think
is.
he's gonna
She
Bulma and Vegeta that
She gonna
relationship.
bomb him.
Yeah,
She's gonna.
yeah.
Hey,
But-
man, I give her props, man. She fucking the strongest nigga in the universe.
But they meet her on this desolate planet. They meet Broly and them on this desolate planet. They're oblivious of what Frieza did. They brought him to Frieza. Frieza rewarded them too for
Yeah.
finding some Saiyans. Frieza, obviously being the canonical asshole that he is, he's lying to them.
Damn.
Right? He's
Right.
lying.
Right. Like
No
Yeah.
he's a
shit.
villain. He's a smart villain.
Yeah,
Like,
he
he like
lies
that
to
they
them.
get they, like.
I wouldn't say smart. I
nigga.
would say cunning.
He
Cunning is
does
the
have some
word.
really.
He's
good
cunning,
points,
alright.
but
He's
the smartest
nigga in the
he's
universe.
cunning
Yo,
when he
wait,
really
hold up,
needs to be.
Hold up, smart. When I say smart in anime, I'm talking about like no game, no life, or
Light-
light Yagami. That's
Oh,
that
yeah.
L. That's
Yeah.
smart. He's just cunning.
Cunning.
Like, he's just used. Like he quick. He's
Yeah, my
quick
bad.
on
I
his.
misspoke on that one. I misspoke on
Speeding-
that one.
He's quick on his
Speeding
feet.
Speeding it up some, Broly goes up into a lunch area, starts throwing hands with this one dude. He gets shocked. I
Drunk
don't.
Oh, he didn't throw
fucking-
hands. It was, if he
Yeah,
threw
he
hands,
wanted
it would
to.
be dead, my nigga. I know
He
what you're
wanted
talking
to.
about.
He
Little
threw a
stop by
hand
shot
around that
collar.
nigga throat.
So let's fast forward a bit.
That's something else they need to explain. Yeah.
Let's
How
fast
the
forward a
fuck
bit.
did
This is
Paragus
all
make a
filler.
shot caller?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that don't make any sense to me either. But hey, let it fly.
Like,
Let it fly. Okay, so
I would say it's for plot, but then like they just drop it almost.
It is for plot.
immediately
It is
after.
for plot.
before
It's
we
just to
start,
make Paragus look more like a dickhead. That's all it's for.
Right.
before we skip
So
forward,
you
a little
don't
bit,
feel bad.
I
Yeah.
liked
Mhm.
how Broly was able to talk a little bit more, so I felt a little more for him. How they made him
Yeah.
a little more childish because, like, clearly he wasn't educated
Yeah, he's
properly on
naive.
that. So he's
He
naive.
had no.
He's a big
A
kid.
smart
at
ass.
although that
No,
motherfucker's
Ratchet,
probably
he
like
had
40.
the-
Although he's like 40 something years
to a
old.
Fucking
Yeah, he's 41. He's technically 41. But yeah, that whole thing, how he's naive,
That my bad,
doesn't
control
speak
turned
very popularly, doesn't have very good manners. It reminds me a lot of if you grew up watching Tarzan,
Goku.
the Disney
For me,
movie,
it reminds me
you'll
of
remember
Goku,
like
but-
Tarzan had that same
Oh
shit.
yeah.
Where, like, yeah, he went the same way. He was
Oh, yeah.
very naive, but it wasn't as bad because he could actually speak, which is good.
It's okay. His
I don't know, Broly
father
gave
did
me,
the
Broly
best he
gave me
could.
like a fucking Broly
Basically,
gave me
he put a
like
shock
Goku
collar
vibe
around
and
his
shit.
son's throat.
You have a strong warrior. You have they're bred for war, right? You can't get mad at him
But
for
the
wanting
only
his
thing,
son to
Ratchet-
do what all he knew, which was fighting. If I had my son, that's
But yeah,
like
Ratchet-
that's like every black mother that has like a son that can play like football, and they're like, "You're gonna go pro." You're gonna, that's what that is. That's
Shut
what,
up! You're making me feel more than I should do right now.
no diss to our son, but let's move forward, right?
Yeah.
Frieza's
I mean,
clip.
but like
No,
also
this
it
is
does
my
make
life.
sense he would make the collar.
No,
up.
this nigga, this is my life.
Frieza is a booster cable. Broly's dad gets pissed off. He's like, Vegeta's Prince King Vegeta's fucking son. He clearly did all this.
Yeah,
So they go to the fucking. So they go to Earth.
he did it. He
Frieza,
must
Yeah.
have been he was
For
a child, but it's
Frieza's
his
dumbass
fault.
wish.
for Frieza's
that we should
dumbass,
definitely
which is a
bring up.
stupid wish.
Oh my god, why? Out of all fucking wishes, he's like, I
He
don't
wants
wanna
to grow
be too
taller.
tall, but
Okay.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing I don't get with Frieza. He's a little inconsistent in his like. I know he's petty. Like that's like above 50 Cent levels of pettiness, because they did say he's killed niggas for having bad breath. He's killed one of his lieutenants for having bad breath. So he killed a nigga for yuck mouth. Now here's the thing. Now if you also kill people for saying that you are short, or like talking about how short you are, why the fuck don't you just make yourself as tall as your brother, who we still to this day don't know is canon or not, or as tall as your father? That is okay.
I mean, no, they basically did kind of, they kind of did
never
confirm it, because they didn't really, okay. But
just because you don't talk about it doesn't mean
they
you didn't confirm it.
I'm just saying, like,
he has to. I mean, at this point, he has to exist to some extent, but it's not coming. They're trying to keep that shit in the back burner.
They could have like, this could have also been like, this could be they're not talking about it because he'll come in at a later date, or they're not talking about it because we don't care about that nigga no more. Either way, like, that's all I gotta say about Coolidge.
You gotta think about it.
Like, just like the wish is stupid. Back to it. The wish is just stupid. Back to that. The wish is stupid as shit.
All right, so we move back to Earth.
I know it was set up for a joke, but like, come on.
He wants to grow 5 centimeters.
5
centimeters, right?
Let's not get off subject.
Was it 5 centimeters?
Yeah.
This is a subject, nigga. This is
Next.
I know it's a subject,
next.
but you know, next part of the movie. I don't want to make this entirely too long. Now we move on to Earth. Broly, Frieza, and you know all his goons and Broly's dad. They pull up. This nigga identifies who the fuck Vegeta is by the nigga's hairline.
Nigga hairline immediately.
Who the fuck else?
I saw it coming from a mile
So
away.
Broly's sitting there looking. Broly's like, I don't know why the fuck he just got mad out of nowhere. They didn't do anything. They're just sitting there, and Broly's like, "What are you doing standing over there?"
Well, actually,
No, that's like about it.
All right, Ratchet. Yeah, Ratchet. If you do infer it, like this is what I did. I just inferred it that all that time they spent on that fucking planet, that he probably did sit there and ramble for a little while about King Vegeta and how King Vegeta sent them away. Yeah, probably did sit there and ramble about that. So he probably does have some type of like wits on who the fuck Vegeta is, on who at least King Vegeta is.
So you telling me that his dad explained what the fuck King Vegeta's hairline was like?
Ratchet, 41 U's.
It's like,
41. No, I think just the name, Ratchet. I think
he didn't explain who he is. If he shouts out like, "Huh, yep, that's Vegeta's son," he's probably
Ratchet,
gonna like,
I could tell you right now, I could draw Vegeta's hairline in the sand, and you could tell me right now, you've seen that Widow's Peak before. That deep ass Widow's Peak.
Right.
You
So
can't tell me I couldn't draw that shit and send it to you.
So off of his
But
hairline,
like also
right?
like I guess like you gotta think like Broly's like, the reason why I'm here on this planet I had to basically fight for my own survival is because of people and sayings like him. He's probably gonna be a little pissed.
Probably.
And his dad's basically teaching them, it's sayings like them that's the reason why we're even here.
Hey, son,
You have a-
you remember? You know how we're on this shitty ass planet and you don't have food and you gotta eat a bug that's sour as shit? Yeah, this motherfucker did it.
Right.
He thought
Yeah,
you
that's
were
sour
too powerful.
You know why
You're
you
too
never
pretty-
have
pretty
seen
powerful,
water? This motherfucker.
That was fucked up. Hey, he's like, what is this? You haven't seen water before?
It's water.
5 seconds in, I thought she fed that nigga a Snickers bar, bro. I thought that was a Snickers bar.
You're not you're hungry.
So they're throwing down.
Shit, she
right?
should have got that nigga Snickers bar after he started.
Yeah.
going.
All right. So back
So
to
they
her.
throw that
Back to it. We're getting off. Here we go in places. So they're throwing down, right? In typical Saiyan fashion, he's learning as he fights, and they're throwing hands and they're
Goku Black,
fisting. There's a lot of raging going on. There's a lot of
Wait,
roid
hold
rage.
Alright, Ratchet.
Wait, nigga, what? Pause.
Pause right there. Pause right there on that statement, and pause on like what you talking about.
What am I talking
There's
about?
one thing. Okay,
Fuck.
there's one thing. Okay, I'm glad Akira Toriyama finally stopped doing this shit.
What?
Where he gives Vegeta limelight
Oh,
for like
yeah.
a couple, like, okay, Ratchet, you can look back to all of Vegeta's history since he's gone Super Saiyan for the first time, and it's always been him getting cucked right when he gets a new power up, right? Now,
Every
Super Saiyan. Now, if you look at Super Saiyan 1, 18 broke his arm and fucked him over. Okay, what was after that? He got fucking He got Blue Evolution got hit so hard.
got put down by
he got punched into a shooting star meme by Jiren. Okay. Okay, then after that, it's just
What?
been cucking after cucking after cucking, and
Perfect
every time he's
Cell.
just never. Yeah, Perfect Cell fucked him
It's
over.
perfect.
That was fun.
Yeah,
No,
everybody.
Perfect Cell. That
So
was wholeheartedly
I'm
his
just,
fault though.
yeah. I'm just
That
glad to
was wholeheartedly
see.
his bitch
I'm
fault.
just glad to see, like, for once, when they finally give him a new form, which, well, to Goku is a new
Well, he
form,
already
but to all
had
of us
it.
seeing him with the red,
Now,
with the
see,
red, I'm
now
glad that number one.
I got some questions on
I'm
that.
glad that they.
Since we on
Ray Ratchet, Ray
transformations.
Ratchet.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah,
Ratchet,
hold
hold on. Okay, the only thing I
What
gotta say
about
about Broly and that, I'm glad that they power scaled him correctly. I'm glad that he wasn't like Kale, where like he just didn't power scale correctly to Blue, right?
Yeah.
Like when Broly was throwing hands with Super Saiyan 1, his base form was on form with Super Saiyan 1. Okay, I was okay with that. He's the legendary
Yeah.
Super Saiyan. Okay, but when he finally raised a little and he started to hold his own against Red, I was also okay with that. All right, so we'll stop there for now, so we don't
No.
go too far in. So, what do you want to say, Ratchet?
My question
Yeah,
is,
So what are you saying
when
about the
did
power scale and Ratchet?
I want to jump to this, and then we're gonna jump towards the like actual when Goku transformed, because I saw something in there that I like, and I wondered if y'all catched it. But my question here
Yeah.
Okay.
was when I watched the Resurrection F movie, or like the beginning of fucking Super, right?
Yeah.
When in the fuck were they able to go red without the key from all the other Saiyans? When
I
were they
don't
able to do that?
I think when they-
I don't understand that.
I
Let
think
me
when
get this.
they-
Let me get this. Let me say.
All right.
Let me say it. So,
All right, go.
if you think of anything, you remember. Oh, so you remember Battle of Gods, right?
Yeah.
Where Goku fought Beerus and shit.
Yeah,
You remember
that
how
one.
he de-transformed the Super Saiyan, and he still fought Beerus on kind of evil footing. It wasn't
Yeah.
really not that even, but you don't understand. And then Beerus stated, said, "Hey, your
body's
body's
adapted.
like adapted and learned what God Ki feels like." Like that, like you know when you go Super Saiyan, it's like a feeling, just like in Super, how Kefla could do it easily because she felt the energy and shit like that. It's kind of like that kind of
Yeah,
concept.
tingling
Since he already
feeling.
felt, yeah, since
In my
Goku already
back.
felt God Ki already, he could like access it again through his own means since he already had that transformation. The same thing went I think the same thing kind of went for Vegeta since he trained he trained with Whis and all that. I'm pretty sure he trained with Goku at the same time. And he kind of got that feeling of what Gaki felt like, and he mastered it on his own merits, just like Goku did, without like the whole
These are Starfighters
pure
and new
hard
batteries.
bullshit. Just like what Super Saiyan, how Vegeta just said, fuck all his morals, fuck like being more powerful than Goku. Let me just transform
stuff
by
out
my
your mic.
own means. It's kind of the same concept.
I
Kind of
also
the same
I don't
concept.
I don't think they need to do it every time unless they explicitly stated they need to do it every single time. I think it's like once you get that, boom, you learned it. Go ahead, you can do it every time now.
I'm just
Yeah, you can
saying.
see how adaptive like Saiyans are.
Now,
with
if
their
I'm wrong, go
transformations
ahead
shit
and
like
stop.
that.
No, I mean it's cool, but I wasn't expecting him to go red, especially Vegeta, because I never saw Vegeta go red before. That's my first time.
That's the
seeing him.
thing, like you had to assume because Super Saiyan Blue is the
Yeah.
controlled form of Super Saiyan God. If he just masters Super Saiyan 2, how the fuck he got the God Key? You know what I mean? Like
Well,
he had to
actually,
have
on
that
top of that, no,
prerequisite.
it's a
shit.
difference. There's a difference. Like, you don't have to have. They never specified that you had to have the blue prerequisite. You had to have red to get blue. It was. It makes more sense if you look at a stove, bro. That's all it is. Look at a stove.
Yeah.
Ratchet.
I was
You know when
saying,
you look
like,
at your stove and the
It's
fire
like
comes up?
also
Yeah.
It's the
Go
exact
ahead.
same thing. It
Okay.
makes more sense. Just look, blue, red, and then yellow. It's
Did
the
y'all
same
know that-
thing.
Did y'all notice-
plus the theory of like, oh, they could have just trained Vegeta and he got the 4. It kind of makes sense because with saying, oh, why do you seek more power than before? Oh, Vegeta, why do you seek more power before? It wouldn't make sense if they just sparred one time and he just says that out of the blue. You know?
Did
So
y'all
I'm
see-
guessing, they had to have been training before.
Did y'all see when?
All right, so what do you guys say, Ratchet?
Did y'all see when Goku actually went before he went
Tried to go
completely blue? You can see a little glimpse of Ultra Instinct in there. Did y'all notice that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I caught that. I caught
Ratchet, that happened.
instantaneously.
Okay, but did you notice something before that, Ratchet? When he Broly was getting in that ass.
Yeah, he was
within,
getting
like,
some of
15
Broly's
seconds.
key too. Did you saw that?
No. I'm not talking
was-
about. I'm talking about like after the punch. No, I'm talking about after the punch. It's not that he was getting Broly's key. It's probably. I feel like it was like the same effect as if you saw Dragon Ball Heroes, there was a Saiyan named Cumber, and his
Cumber.
key, if
Cumber's
you
nice.
touched him, made you go mad. But if you notice, when
yeah.
Goku was getting slammed by fucking Broly, he was getting the same look in his eye, that same crazed look in his eyes, because he was being consumed by it and losing his mind. That's why he couldn't. Because he had it in his system. That's why he couldn't go that crazed animalistic tendency of a great ape. That's why he couldn't go Ultra Instinct. Ultra Instinct requires a sound mind and for you to break your shell. Goku broke his shell, but he did not meet the other
requirements.
What do you call it? The other requirement. Yeah, the other prerequisite to go.
What about when Goku did this weird ass fucking like paralysis bullshit that he did, and he held Broly in.
He Goku'd hits. He Goku time skip.
No, did you notice? Did you notice that Broly did it to him right afterwards? How is that possible?
Yeah,
did he learn that right on the fly?
Reversed it on him.
Yeah, and then he
I'm pretty sure
I think you can reverse it. That's all I can say, Ratchet.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like he was like,
because Ratchet, we saw
all this key
Goku
around
use.
me. What if I give him my?
We saw Goku use 2 moves that we never saw before. We saw him ball up his God energy and put it in his hand, even though it didn't do shit. And Broly fucking ran his face across the iceberg right afterwards.
I'm gonna be the best Hokage.
So,
pretty much.
I'm over here thinking like,
oh,
this must be a move that, like, I guess I just missed or something.
No,
it's a completely different move. Apparently he has time skip.
So
no,
but
I don't time skip. Like
see, look,
we've seen paralysis.
I'm making a joke.
We've seen paralysis beforehand. We saw Godo. Godo was the first character we ever saw do paralysis, and Frieza would be right after that.
I'm just saying, I've never seen Goku like do it to anybody by use a his ki around somebody.
Hey.
But we've always seen Goku
putting
do
the pressure
things.
of his ki.
Yeah, but we've always seen Goku do things that that other characters have done that we've never just specified that he could also do. Like we've never seen Goku really do like the Spirit Ball, but we saw in the Tournament of Power that he could control his ki with just his hand. He could control a ball of ki with just his hand.
Yeah.
So like, and we've never seen Goku. Okay, but here's the thing, like things like here's another thing. Anything that Goku Negro could do, Goku could eventually also do. So that includes the Spirit Sword or the Spirit Spikes or even the Scythe. Just because a character doesn't use it in their arsenal all the time doesn't mean they can't do it, which is what we noticed. Like, we know Frieza has telekinesis.
I'm
we know Frieza has telekinesis, but we never see him do that.
About Goku Black, about all that too. I want to talk to you about that, but let's move on.
Yeah, like we know Frieza has telekinesis, but we know he doesn't
let me change on my battery. I need to charge my batteries because like I gotta keep switching these out.
I'm gonna have to.
All right, Ratchet, next
I'm gonna skip forward. We're skipping forward. All right. So
all right.
fight, blah blah. Learns. Broly rages. He goes legendary Super Saiyan eventually.
Wait, you forgot the best part. He killed his dad.
He killed it.
His dad
got shot in the chest. Frieza's like, oh, he got shot by a random beam. And then Broly rages.
He tried to skip over this, like, blah, blah, blah.
Roids out.
He goes legendary.
Roids out.
You didn't just say that his dad just kind of got shot.
His dad got shot in the chest.
You can just put spoilers.
He died. Dad got shot in the chest.
Spoilers.
He died. Broly rages. Broly's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And he rages. He fucking goes to the 90s raging fest with all the lights and shit. And then we move forward.
Pretty much. That was that turned into a Pink Floyd concert.
Yeah. Goku,
wait, hold on. What?
Goku couldn't handle him. Goku couldn't handle him in blue, so he instant transmission to Piccolo, and they threw Frieza in the way. So Frieza starts becoming a punching bag for like 2-3 hours.
I was about to say you forgot.
1 hour. 1 hour.
No.
1 hour, right?
It had to be an hour and 30 minutes because they failed 3 times.
No, Ratchet. No, it's only an hour. It's only an hour. No,
so
because they did it the first time. They turned to Fat Vegeta, and then that's 30 minutes they had to wait, getting his ass whooped. Okay, we flash back. They do it again. Vegeta fucks up the angle. They get skinny Vegeta. All right, then that's another 30 minutes they have to wait. They finally go to Gogeta. I would say 5 minutes after most, because this nigga had to come up with a fucking name. Had to come up with a name for himself. Vegeta, this nigga's still getting his ass whooped. All right, then they leave. I would say an hour and 5 minutes tops, Ratchet.
Okay, so Gogeta.
Like the fact that
Goku's
Frieza just becoming a punching bag for Broly just had me crying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That shit was funny.
This is one of my redeeming moments.
He chest bumped the fuck out that nigga.
That was like that was just one of the most redeeming moments for me because like most times everyone knows how stupid Goku is. Just the fact that this nigga just saw. Well, someone he fought with the fuck up Jiren just saw this nigga getting pieced the fuck. I mean, it wasn't that wasn't no regular fight. I'm sorry, I feel so bad for Frieza, especially when he got him in the wall. This nigga turned gold and still got his ass.
You feel bad for Frieza.
Okay, but here's the thing.
Frieza had that happen to himself.
Frieza had that whole shit coming.
Yeah,
Parents tried to
he
warn
don't
him. He is off his shit. He is off his meds. We need
He's
to get
going
the
to
fuck
die.
out of here.
By the
Vegeta
way,
might.
the only
King
reason he
Vegeta might
was
have
even
been
that
right.
powerful. Go ahead. The only reason he was even that powerful in the first place, he killed his dad, and then you go expect him like, huh?
Your father
I'm like
has
out of
been
control.
slain.
Wait, I'm Frieza though.
He's like, I ain't got
He's
nothing
like,
to
do you
live
not
for.
realize how
Everybody
you're
dying.
Nah, for Ratchet. The funniest part of that whole thing was that I was sitting there and I was in the theater, right? Everybody around me was like, yes! As he's getting his ass whooped by fucking Broly. And I was like, yeah, that's what the fuck I was thinking to myself. That's what the fuck Topo should have did to you in a tournament of power, bitch.
So we're moving on.
That's what you should have
Let's
got.
move on. So
Yeah.
Broly's piecing Frieza up. Gogeta comes back. Let's move forward. Gogeta comes back.
Captain Saberho.
Gogeta comes back
Where the fuck
and
we
beats
come
his
from? Hold on,
fucking
where the
ass.
fuck we come from though?
Whis was there the entire
Whis was
time.
there
Whis was there
No,
the
I mean,
entire
like, I
time.
didn't just know. I just didn't notice the fact this nigga just started fighting him.
He wasn't fighting
He
him.
didn't start fighting him. He wasn't fighting
He
him.
was just there, and Broly saw the nigga, and he was like, fight me, nigga.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Broly is running
That's what I
things
was- I
for
was
anybody
just
he sees.
Yeah.
He's out of control. He's crazy.
He is a
gonna
smoke
fight
demon.
anyone he sees.
He's a smoke demon right now, bro.
Gogeta
He don't care
I
about
just
nothing
wanted to
else.
see.
Gogeta
I
pieces
just
him
wanted to
up,
see that fucking. Wait,
and
we got a bitch in here. Hold on.
no, Gogeta pieces him up, right? And
Yeah.
then
Yeah, that was
Broly's future baby mama summons Shenron, wishes him away. Frieza.
Yeah, wishes him back to the planet.
I actually appreciated that. I wanted Broly to survive.
I
That
appreciated
nigga
that. That was the one thing I hope happened in this movie that they didn't kill.
No,
Broly.
Broly was lit. Like he's a good ass character, especially the way they made him.
Yeah.
Now, I would not like to see him like just die, and then how
for one
overpowered he
movie.
was, even though how strong he is. Like it's just like Goku Black, how he went through all his training and shit. To like after getting his ass whooped by Goku, just how much he trained and how strong
Black
he got.
didn't go through training. He didn't train.
No, I mean,
He just used the
saying
Saiyan thing. He just used the Saiyan ability to get your ass beat and have your power level spike.
No, he learned. He learned that he's fought. He learned as
So like,
he fought
I'm pretty
Goku
sure they're
to
either
learn how to use
retconning that
Goku's
or
body
that's just a
and
plot
shit.
hole because that's
Mm-mm.
not
Mm-mm.
exactly. Because I know
'Cause that
Goku,
would
that
happen-
happened to Goku Black, but
Yeah.
they were saying like, oh, that's not how it works. You have to be near death. Broly was not near death.
He
No, I'm not
definitely
saying that, I'm
was
just saying,
near
like-
death. He
was,
definitely
but
was
he
near
vanished.
death.
Did you not see this nigga eyes?
He
bro?
got
This
hit.
nigga
Yeah,
was legendary.
when he vanished, delayed, he was near
Legendary
death.
Super Saiyan.
He was about to get hit by a
This nigga was a
Kamehameha
legendary
from
Super
Gogeta. That would have
Saiyan.
killed him.
This nigga was a legendary
was a
Super
super-
Saiyan.
that was
I
a
saw
super
theory
Saiyan.
in eyes.
I'm thinking y'all talking about before he went Super Saiyan. I'm like,
No,
that's
no.
not
We're talking about like Gogeta already beat his ass. This nigga loaded up that Kamehameha.
right.
This nigga
and
got
he's just
bro.
there
This nigga got
spending
eyes
days.
back just to see his
Just-
own death,
okay.
bro.
Okay, but before
Nigga
that
had
delay,
eyes.
think about what that nigga just got hit with. He got hit with 2 Spirit Blasters. He got hit with God Punisher, and then ate a Soul Punisher on top of that. And he got hit with Punisher Shield. I saw that shit.
Yeah. Punisher shield. Oh yeah, I
This
saw
man
Yeah,
got
that was
hit
something
with
else.
that too.
That's why. That's another thing I want to come back to. I said
They
that at the
reflected
beginning.
it.
I fucks with Xenoverse for fucking taking the movie and taking a lot of moves. Like I noticed a lot of Broly's fighting styles and combos he did in the movie.
Yeah.
With Vegeta,
Gigantic
with Gogeta,
rage.
same
Ooh.
thing. With his
Yeah,
fucking
stomping
step
him
back,
too.
whenever Vegeta would do a slide, he would fucking slide just like in the game. They would
Mm-hmm.
take the moves from the actual movie and put them in the game, and I absolutely appreciated that.
As long as they can fix their net code and shit, and then go fucking good.
Yeah, I know that's a discussion for another day.
Now,
That's a discussion
yeah.
for another day.
okay, so
We'll try
to
talk you guys
close,
later.
Yeah, okay.
nothing really
This
happens.
was just,
Oh god, what the fuck?
This is just so I can forgive it like a workaround because I don't want to keep having to switch my batteries. Go ahead, Butters.
What the
That
fuck is this
audio,
nigga
that
doing?
audio is awful, bro.
He sounds bitcher than usual.
You'll be
Sounds
better
bitcher
off
than
just
usual.
listening from this point.
You better listen, bitch.
Yeah, just you'd be better off listening from this point. So
the men are talking.
what happens from this point forward is everybody goes home, and I think Goku,
Yeah, no 5
Goku-
centimeters, no 5 years.
yeah, all that goes away. The girl link up with Broly, and she's with that old man.
Yeah,
that
the
was
girl and the
following
older
her.
man. Yeah.
And Goku come instant transmissions to them, and then they have like this little brotherhood like moment, like we're
How did you
saying that
get
we should
here?
fight, bro. Basically, and he Broly's just like,
Yeah.
he's just smiling about
The
it.
Goku-
Clearly, he's turned on. That's all taken from that. He's like, fight?
I mean,
we're gonna fight?
I mean,
Yeah, let's fight later, man.
You saw that smile. Let's fight sometime.
I like that. I'm hoping.
Okay, but here's
Go
Oh,
ahead.
they're gonna.
Here's the
I can't wait
thing,
for
I
Super
like-
to adapt.
This is something that I wish they would have stated in the movie, like somehow stated in the movie, but I don't think they could have. Was the thing that Akira Toriyama said this way before the movie came out, is that Broly is stronger than Jiren.
Yeah, I remember that shit.
That was something that was
Stronger than
specifically
Jiren.
said by
Confirmed
Akira
that.
Toriyama. It's
Yeah, that was
strong. Yeah, they
confirmed,
did.
yeah.
Akira Toriyama. That came from the author himself. Jiren is not as strong as a full-powered Broly. So what I like about that is that if Broly, and I hope he actually comes back into the shows and not just the movie,
I think
is
he
that I
Mhm.
hope I want to see that showdown. I want to see Jiren full power
My
versus,
God. Dude, Jiren full power. Oh.
versus
That would be
Broly.
a
Like
fight to
Broly
remember.
eventually learns how to control the shit, becomes a real one, and like
Oh
goes
yeah,
hand to
controls
hand
like
with
how
Broly.
Kale did. Shit, my dude, that'd be lit as fuck.
I'm just liking what they didn't just waste Broly's potential.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really glad. I was really glad about that.
Thanks.
So-
thanks
Now we
Blade,
need a
from your
cooler
car
movie.
in the
Now I would
in
like a
the
cooler
Outback.
movie. So what do y'all rate the movie out of 10? So what do y'all rate the movie at? Ratchet? Is it just Ratchet? Everybody around the table, Ratchet.
From what I saw, I like the way the movie was set up. I like how they're reestablishing Broly. I like him. I feel like eventually it's gonna lead to some sort of brotherhood relationship, like Vegeta and Goku already have. I'm hoping that happens.
Yeah.
So let's get that little green bitch to have, give Broly the fucking Bulma treatment, and they
Oh,
fuck,
Broly, baby.
they fuck,
Yeah.
and they have
Galactic
their own
pussy.
Saiyan. Hopefully,
What you
hopefully.
mean, fuck, nigga? She about to get destroyed. God, help.
Let her get
Oh, I
pregnant
just-
and they have like a
that's-
green female Saiyan hybrid.
That's like Shaq
I would like
Smith,
that.
Oh my goodness.
I would like that.
Yeah.
That'll make
This
some
is
kind of
about, we about to have
interesting.
the first half. We about to have a first half saying that's like of a different species than human. That'd be cool as fuck.
That might be fire. If
We
that
already
happens.
have that. We already have that. Because
Who?
We already have that.
Vegeta's
It's
little
called
brother.
hybrid.
Vegeta's little brother. No, Vegeta's little brother
Oh
had a kid.
yeah.
Alright,
Yeah, shit.
So what I rate
I
the
forgot about that
movie?
nigga.
I rate the movie like I felt like it was rushed.
100%.
I felt like it was rushed to an extent. I wish they would have explained more for like newcomers. I wish they would have
Yeah.
been able to do that. But overall, rushing aside, animation quality, I love it. The quality of the movie was great. I was glued to my seat. I was enjoying all the Roy raging moments. I was fucking with it. I was in my seat. I was like, yeah.
Classic.
I was like,
Ratchet, Ratchet in his fucking room like, I'm about to go Super Saiyan 2. I'm coming to fight, nigga. Fucking his universe.
this shit made me want to hit a gym. Not gonna lie, I give it a solid. I give it an 8.5. Just because I feel like the
8.5?
pacing was off for me. I didn't like how it jumped to the action so quickly. I'll say that. But I fuck with the movie and the animation. It was beautiful.
All right.
Whoever the
all right,
animator is, kudos.
Wait. All right. So next, Sean, what did you think? What did you think of the movie? Final thoughts on the movie?
Final thoughts. So, just after seeing and all that, just after like art-wise, beautiful as shit. Like out of all the stuff I've seen, especially with like learning different styles of art, seeing different animes, like the art style just really appealed to me and shit. It was beautiful as shit. This is like a new thing, especially like just seeing like how Dragon Ball has been through this whole time, especially on how difficult it is to try to draw that shit. It was a beautiful art style. I like the story. Like I wouldn't say it was really rushed, especially I would say I wanted them to like do some more extra shit for newcomers, because a lot of people don't watch Dragon Ball like some of us do religiously.
Yeah.
like
And all
yours
that.
over here.
Hey, shut up! I did it when I was 13. Anywho, yeah, like really like that. To me, like just for if anything, like apart from like being rushed for newer people, to me it was just like a really good balance of seeing shit, especially since it was just a movie. If they had more time and more funding for like something like a 2-hour at the most movie, I feel like it would have just been on top, more action packed than it would be right how it was right now, and shit like that. I like the storytelling. Wish Broly's dad was he was a little less of a dick, but I wish he was a little more or less of a dick than he was every single time we see his bitch ass and all that shit. But he still shouldn't have died.
I think he
He
should.
should have.
been-
He should have. That's.
I just think after he got to the realization of what Broly was, he would have returned his ways a little bit more. And it will be I would like to see a fucking Saiyan who actually has a dad. It making me appeal to my black side and just I want one of these
my
motherfuckers to have
fucking
something.
All right. So wrap it up.
What is your rate, bro? Before you do your
Out of 10. Out of 10.
I legit give it a 9 out of 10. Animation was beautiful to me. I love the
All right.
storytelling. I love how they retold it.
All right,
9
Butters,
out of
what
10
you
for
All
me,
say,
right,
bro?
man.
delayed. Delay, you're next.
You Blade.
Now,
Yeah, delay.
let's get this
From
out
the
of the way.
high school
Obviously,
intercom.
animation 10 out of 10.
Shitty Mike, go ahead.
I couldn't disagree
Let
with
him
that.
be.
10.
Let him be.
And
Struggle.
mostly because
Struggle
in
review.
Let him
season
speak. I
9,
can't hear him.
the thing that I hate, they made it work.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, animation 10 out of 10. That's fine. Fighting, towards the end, it started seeming a little bit filler because some of the punches were just like basically there. It didn't even seem to be affecting Broly. They did kind of drag that out.
Well, he is a muscle-bound bitch.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
This
I
nigga's
know
tanked
he's
so many
muscle
fucking
bound. I
hits,
know
bro.
every punch doesn't need to be like this over dramatic. You know what I mean? But some of this, it started to feel like a little dragged out because it's just like some of these punches are just like, ugh. It's kind of like for me. It kind of reminded me of like when Goku was fighting that like that basically was it that fake Winnie the Pooh when they was having that little tournament.
Oh yeah.
How like he was just punching him, it was just nothing was happening. That's kind of what it reminded me of. But I could get past that, so it's like, you know, that's fighting, that's good. Dialogue is good, it's fine, it's expected, so that's fine. What I don't like about it, and why I'm gonna give this movie like a 9 out of 10. Some of the parts of it, they could have done so much more with it. You know, like we already said, like up for main one, just Bardock, that basically just was, you gotta explain why he's just basically torn up already in the market. Some other stuff, like how they basically Frieza just stood there and just let Broly just wail on him for a whole hour. Like, how did Broly just not kill him straight up? He's just wailing on this. Shut up, Levi.
For those who don't see it, he said nigga Mike ass.
Wrap it up, nigga. Wrap it up, nigga, with your school intercom mic.
But yeah, like, if we go for whole numbers 9 out of 10, I would give it like a 9.9 out of 10 because I have like some stuff I got to nitpick out of it. But yeah.
All right. So last but not least, don't mean to sound like a broken record, but I have to actually have a gripe about the animation. It is good, and I'm okay with it, but it's just like, as a person, I'm not used to change, but I like the more detailed design that you get from the original artist. Like the more detail that we got in Super as it went on, I like that a lot more. But for a fight like this, that's like so much color and stuff going on the screen, it's okay. I wasn't very fond, or actually, I would need to explain to me. Maybe I would feel different if I knew what the fuck happened. Where Gogeta and fucking Broly clashed, and they went into this euphoric, fucking trance, and they were just like in another world or some shit.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah, that didn't make any sense.
Yeah, that came out. That came out. Fucking
Yeah.
But I was so caught up.
Even Gogeta was.
I forgot about that. He was just
I
like,
liked
huh?
This
that
nigga
the
just came out of
movie.
blue.
Let him
I like that the movie. I consider any movie good that has me so into it, so focused on it, so trained, and my mind just trained on it that I start screaming with them and the rest of the crowd. And I'm glad that the movie retained its light nature at some points where shit started to get serious. It would have little laughs here and there for shit that shouldn't be funny, like Exhibit A, Frieza getting his absolute ass whipped in golden and regular. I
love that shit.
I liked the little bit of comedy from Fat Jita and Skinny Jita that came with that, and the twitching of Piccolo's eye when he had to demonstrate fusion with Goku.
Oh yeah.
I liked like it's the little nuances that like I really appreciated, the little things that they just had the here and there. I appreciated Gogeta finally becoming canon. Whis not getting involved and making this easy mode. I appreciated that.
So what do you rate the entire movie?
Drag out certain fights. All right, wait. But I appreciate that the fights weren't either dragged out. To me, the fights weren't dragged out. I like that Broly was also tanky as he should be, and taking hits like a monster. But out of all, I give the movie, I'm gonna say 8.9. It's the best Dragon Ball. It's the best Dragon Ball Super movie of them all, of the three. But it isn't my favorite Dragon Ball movie.
Okay. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, and you know all that. those are SMS Mafia's thoughts on the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie. We appreciate you guys, like and subscribe and comment. We would like to understand and know your thoughts and comments on the movie if you ever got the chance to watch it. If you want to watch it on bootleg, that's your discretion. But
Prerogative.
It's still up on YouTube.
I'd advise you.
Link will be
I'd
in the
advise you
description
to go
below.
look at it at the movie theaters. It's a great experience. Me and my girl had a great time at it. So, make sure you follow us. You follow SMS JRatchet on Instagram and all that shit.
Oh my god.
Yeah, get with followers. Yeah.
Fuck nigga.
Well, there we go. Thank y'all.
Wait, all the hoes go DM this nigga so he can get in trouble.
Thank
Oh
y'all.
my god.
Oh my goodness.
Have a blessed day.